Well, so this is my first video speaking English. Um, I'm a little unsure about how I'm gonna justify this to my followers or the viewers that have already seen or have been following me since some for a while, and they well, I'm insecure that they will see these videos that I'm willing to make and think that it's cringe, because I kind of think I would think the same, but well, whatever. um, so for anyone who's asking, who the fuck am I? Um, I'm a guy from Brazil, located in the city of Bragança Paulista, which is in the um, limits, almost in the border uh, of São Paulo with Minas Gerais. And I created my profile, my Instagram profile, uh, with the name Desmascarados. That would translate to something like unmasked, but with a little with a Latin-ish pronunciation, because the word for unmasked is desmascarado in Portuguese, which is my native language, and it is because I'm an autistic dude. I'm yeah, I'm autistic. Yeah, basically that's it. But I've been living my life only for the past 3 years thinking about me as an autistic person. So I think I can say that I'm still in the unmasking, in my own unmasking program, uh, or process, whatever. Anyways, um, so I have a little, um, I have some ideas about for some ideas for my profile, videos and text that I'm thinking about posting, reels, anyways, uh, content. Uh, it's been a while since I started to um, record myself talking about uh, politics or autism or psychology or geography or philosophy, so my own personal interests. But I kind of never thought about, or at least I kind of I actually thought about it, but not in a very serious way, only as a possibility. But I never thought about posting videos of me speaking English. because it's cringe to speak this language, or at least when I see myself recording it, it seems quite cringe. But um, I I have a lot of useless um, things to say, but I think that something about my desire um, to make content, to intellectual content, or at least um, contents. Let's not put it like this: contents, videos. Record videos that might change someone's state of mind, or um, uh, uh, make a pause in their reels while they're scrolling. Or, anyways, um, I've been thinking about producing videos or texts that take people out of their own reality to connect with the same reality with a new perspective. Um, I'm gonna jump to a very different issue, which is my what I study and what I like to study and what I graduated in, what course, né? Né, for those who don't know the meaning, it's like right, but in Portuguese. Um, since I was diagnosed only with the age of 30, 24 years old, 25 years old, 25 years old. This was the age that I was diagnosed, but there was I have a very, very, a very full medical psychiatrical data, also known as prontuário. What I want to say is that que eu tenho um prontuário gigantesco de psiquiatria, because when I was only 8 years old, I was already, of course, I was already a weird kid in school, so I started having some symptoms, let's put it this way, to not talk about child depression. But so I started to have some symptoms, and then my mother took me to the psychiatric, and he actually had thought about autism, but then life passed by. Not the right expression. Then things passed. Things changed, and some symptoms still endured. So then, at the age of 13, I started again to go to the psychiatric doctor. And there was a whole bunch of names there are boxes inside which I thought about myself um, as a caged person, limited person. Those names were OCD, those or generalized anxiety um, syndrome. That is not syndrome. It's damn, it's on the tip of my tongue. Whatever. So I had a lot of different diagnoses. Um, Even bipolar. I even took lithium for uh, some time, but I changed the I've had a lot of different medications already with the age of 20, and then I started to keep in certain medications with longer for a longer period. But um until that, I had a lot of different medical opinions about my condition and had a lot of different medicines, psychiatric medicines, psychoactive uh, medicines for a child or a adolescent until when I started to have other problems as a young adult, and things kinda got different. But then the same symptoms or characteristics that I've kept for um, even changing a lot of things around those more rigid characteristics. I I I I had to rethink my diagnosis because on my therapy, I we started to think about the possibility of being autistic. So I was um, I was oriented, or my psychology told me that I had to take a test to in order to evaluate my neuropsychological conditions to see if I was really autistic. And it turns out that I'm not only autistic, but um, I, I think it's gifted. Um, Someone that has a big IQ, but that doesn't mean anything because my social abilities were always and are still to this day terrible because of a lot of factors. But uh, anyways, having a big a higher punctuation of an IQ test doesn't mean that will this intelligence that you express through the test will necessarily have a change or be positive in your life, personal life, social life, work, or relationships, anything. So, anyways, I've had a lot of some different profiles because I used to have this habit of creating a profile and organizing it, producing content, you know. And then I came back. Um, I always went back to zero. I, for some reason, or without much reason, I used to stop my project and close my profile, delete all posts and reels and uh, stories. And I've never had a very clear um, a very I've never been very certain about why I did that. And nowadays uh I identify that I identify some differences between me and the so-called neurotypicals that make it hard for me to create and maintain a character and fantasies that make it easier or faster or better for me to uh, prosper in my life. Is whether is it at work or relationships or um emotional, uh, spiritual, whatever. So I created a different profile called Desmascarados, which is about that was supposed to be about unmasking and my own personal progress process. But then I started to read about and watch videos about and schizoanalysis and read Guattari's some of Guattari's books. And for a while, I kind of got lost because that shit didn't make any sense in the beginning. But there was something about what I was reading that was really powerful. Because it was I was reading, I kind of I kind of felt that my brain was being lubricated and without psychedelics or any drugs, just by reading it and thinking about my own life and the world and my scientific interests and literature and movies. Well, so it had a effect in my life, a a very interconnected kind of effect. Interconnected. When I say interconnected, I mean uh, connecting all things in a different way. And then I started to think about being a schizoanalyst. I studied psychology for a year, but then I got out of the university because because of some reasons that I could talk about later, but it's not the point. Actually, this video has goddamn point. Um it is a chilly and boring night here in the uh, mountains of Mantequilla. And I just watched the movie about refugees, and anyways, and I thought about recording this video. And actually, a lot of my videos that I've posted in my life were made in these moments, these very those moments in which you feel that you don't have to worry about recording, and kind of having a chat with the phone with the phone camera, which is mirroring yourself, and then thus making it exercise of self hearing. And I would say that I'm in the middle of my own schizoanalytical process. So this moment is part of the process, and recording it is also a tool or a way of sustaining, maintaining my speech and my perspectives, my capability of seeing things in new perspectives, well um, prepared. So, well, that's it. I think this video won't end in any with any meaningful thing to say without me saying something meaningful. Um, I'll try to record on other videos, and this might be the first video of a series of videos that relate to my own schizoanalytical process, and I'll try to explain to you guys, or just my cell phone, um, and posting it in YouTube in order to YouTube make money out of myself, my videos. And this video will algorithmically end up in someone's phone, and it might have an effect on them or not. But I'll try to talk about my life, my interests, and why I think this is important. Actually, I don't think this is important at all. In fact, you could leave this video right now. But sometimes, myself, I watch some videos of, for example, Jacob fucking Jones. I see a video of him smoking a cigarette and simply very passionately and with a lot of details evaluates or makes a critique about a simple cigarette. He actually has this book called Poems to Read While Smoking Cigarettes, but I can't afford it right now. But I have the desire to um, read it while smoking a cigarette. In fact, I'm trying to quit smoking nicotine. Um I've smoked. I've already smoked cigars, cigarettes, industrial cigarettes, palheiro sometimes, but not always. Uh, Rolled tobacco, and it's been almost 15 years since I started smoking because I started really early. And when I began the process of quitting smoking, things got weird because I started to think of a lot of weird shit, new things. And it turns out I think I those were the thoughts that were being silenced by my chat with the cigarette. But then things started to get quiet, and I had to deal with this silence. And since I've had a lot of perspectives about my own existence regarding my neuropsychological um, systems, my neuropsychological capabilities, characteristics. Anyways, um I after all my process of unmasking, I started to realize that I don't exist, or at least I don't exist in the same way as neurotypicals, so-called neurotypicals. Neurotic is the neurosis is the best word, and in order to live and earn money and work, make friends, or whatever, I have to exist. And today's existence is really bonded with the virtual existence of someone, and thus uh, its avatar. It, uh, um, I don't think it's the best word, avatar, but this is the it's the virtual persona of someone. Uh, that for older people is a very difficult thing to deal with, this kind of existence. But for today's new humans, it's easier actually, because they're exposed really early age. But the other things that the elder had better working. It's weird phrase. Um, well, people are starting to get dumb, socially dumb, and it has a those things have geopolitical reasons, psychological reasons, medical reasons, things about that relate to culture. You could even say spiritual. I'm an atheist, by the way, but I'm a mystic, whimsical atheist. Um, God damn, I really lost it. Yeah, my medicine started to kick in, which is Lyrica, and I think it's time to go to bed. Brush my teeth, change my clothes, and go to bed. It's already been 30 minutes since I started this video, and I have no idea, and I'm clueless about how I'm gonna end this. Why not just end right now, right? Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna record another video and send to you guys. And have a great night or day, or see ya.